Austria championship has come and gone, and is that Melodious? Now make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more we're going to be having a lot of cool breakdowns out here because national season is in full swing. We are at the height of competitive season now. Now it appears that we had 5 Mitsurugi piles in the top cut of this event. Oh, shocking. We also had 2 Blue Eyes variants and 2 Crystron variants as well. So, I mean, the meta's kind of just, going about the way you would expect it to. Now, the one-ups here. We do have a Memento deck. We had Ogdoadic, actually, which I'm assuming is maybe an offshoot of Mitsurugi. We also had Malice, White Forest, Ryzel, Odeon, and Melodious. Keep in mind that you've only got one version of the Malice running around out here, and it's really not dominating in the way that people were expecting. But I think that that's going to change as we go through more national season. But interesting breakdown here. So let's pass on over to those deck lists. You guys, show some love, make sure you like that video, all that fun stuff. So yes, we do have the Fiendsmith Mitsurugi deck. This deck was starting to creep on out as more of a recent tech choice. I do see that Fiendsmith Sanct is having a nice inclusion in here, which is really good. And also we have kicked the Purification down the side deck, but keep in mind, we are main decking the Super Polys in here. This is actually really good. Yes, we are doing the Futsu. I know a lot of differing opinions on this stuff have, this kind of on the side, but I think that this is going to be a card that you positively want in your court. But being able to use the Futsu and all of this stuff in combination with the Fiendsmith cards creates, I think, one of the scarier decks that we've seen running around. We didn't really see this reflective of the YCS, but this build is waking up, and it is going to be a terror in the future. But we're going to have to wait and see if, once again, if it continues on its reign of terror. Oh, hey, we actually have the Ogdoadic Mitsurugi pile for you here. Now, I do see that our dear friend Wozu is back at it again. I'm actually really happy to see that Wozu was getting a chance to shine out here. Also, hi. Looks like Cruze and Nayuyas. And, of course, the Neftabyss itself out here is doing really well. But you also do get a chance to see the Planet Pollutant Virus showing up out here. This is beautiful, man. I love the fact that you do get access to this off of Zerol out here, which actually gave this deck a little bit of a ha-ha funny edge against some of the meta. Also, pre-prep is just an absolutely devastating card. All of the Malcharmies are also accounted for in this deck, which is kind of crazy to think about. If you're really getting this much gas in here, congratulations, but the Mitsurugi deck definitely has an insanely high ceiling for what it's capable of doing. Next up here, we have the power of Blue Eyes White Dragon. You do see that Valor is starting to see that reduction of play in here. This is because Valor really is not a solid card right now. Valor, I agree. Most builds are going to 1 to 2. You're actually sacrificing more of the Valors out here to put in more of the Ghost Bell interaction in here. Just kind of make sure you can do, the good plays that you need to. Still sticking with this. And, of course, the Bestials being kicked down here to the side. I do agree with this. Bestials should be getting you to a lot of the value that you need to be doing. Also, hello, Chaos Hunter. How are you? In terms of just what else is available in the toolbox of this deck, I think it's what I would consider pretty standard at this point. There's no crazy, real mind-boggling innovations that have been coming along the way with this deck. It's just a reduction of this, cutting purge, and you're pretty much set up in the way that you need to be set up for the current format. All right, we finally have some Malice for you. Now, yes, we are playing the I Meet You down here, but also we have the spell card, Monster Reborn. This is actually really cheesy in here. Being able to pull something from the opponent's graveyard, maybe you need a Malice monster to maybe bridge on into combo. You can actually do so. I also do see that we are doing the GWC in here, and we are doing the MTP07. Both of these cards are going to be fantastic cards. Also, the fact that we do see the I Meet Yous in here, I think it's very interesting. You do see that typically a lot of the American builds are choosing to usually play this in the side, which I do not hate that idea. I think that this card definitely helps you out for the places that you need to be. And also, we can't forget how good Impulse is. Impulse just provides you with a literal free blowout in certain situations. So I'll take this. It definitely looks like a good choice in the meta. Ooh, we have more Mitsurugi for you, but this is going to be the Rizal variant. So this is the build that I think most of us have become very accustomed to seeing out here. You know, the Rizal cards just kind of assure that you're going to be able to get things going. You're going with the 2 copies of the Amino Murakumo in here. That's a pretty standard stuff because this just kind of anchors so well into the deck. Going with a 2/1 on the Ritual. The fact that they're only playing one of the Ritual means that DD Crow, if it comes down, is going to mess you up. And we've already seen DD Crow growing as a tech choice out here after Shun Ping showed the world that, hey, Crow is a very viable option right now. You need to consider this just as the ability to kind of cut off some of the forms of interruption that you might need to be seeing. Also, great purification down here in the side deck. Yeah, once again, I think this is good. You do have your 2 power link monsters down here just to get the job done, so we'll take that. Next up here, we have more. Oh, wow. I feel like not really much change there on the shift on that. I do see that we do have 7 Tachyons in here. We're not going crazy with trying to bridge this with, like, the Dragluxion purification in the side deck down here. What I do see that's kind of interesting was we did just the incorporation of this in here. Also, more of these builds going with the 1 Mitsurugi Ritual and just playing the triple prayers instead. Also, shout out up here to the Ghost Bell. I cannot stress this enough, everybody. Ghost Bell is an extremely good power card. This thing gets you so much gas. Also, hi Star Rizal. I didn't even notice this. So somebody actually is packing in the Star Rizal and actually getting some value off of it. Also, yes, we do have the Infernal Flame Banshee in here. I love the Infernal Flame Banshee. I think it's a cool card. Honestly, it just getting into the X Rizal to start combo or to go through combo, it's always going to feel so good. Next up here, we have more Mitsurugi Rizal for you. I guess this is going to be the flavor of the month, man. You're going to see people making their decisions. I see we're going with a 1/1 line on the names, which is fine. We are going with 3/2 here. We do have the cross in the main deck. Going with the 2 copies of the Amino Mitsurugi, which is fine. You do have the 1 copy of Nibiru in the main. That's interesting. Of course, going with the main Fua and the main Perulia, and siding the Meows. You also do see the Chaos Hunter down here as well. This build extending out the extra deck just a little bit. You do see we are going with the Dynamondo, the IP, and the SP as well. All 3 of these will probably get you to where you need to be. Also, we are playing the Ragna Zero. That's a nice little refreshing pace here. I like that. Honestly, Ragna Zero is a pretty strong card for the presence that it gives you and like the control options. Also, shout out to the Solemn Judgment here. We've definitely seen how good Solemn Judgment can be at kind of supporting this deck. But yeah, more Raizu. Oh, finally. Ooh, we have some Odeon for it. And we're main decking the Eradicator. Oh, baby. And, holy crap, we're going with the Deck Devi in here as well. Fancy that. I do see that we have got double Temple of the Kings. I feel like that's pretty normal at this point. We are main decking the 1 Imperial Iron Wall. I mean, hey man, if you can cut your opponent off at certain choke points, that absolutely should be something that you would want to be considering out here. 1 Embodiment OG, 3 Triple Apophis, and 2 Apophis the Swamp DD. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. We're going with the Triple Hair, which is going to be pretty normal at this point. Also do see we're tossing around the Exterio down here as well. I don't think we got any real way to do that, right? Because this has to send OG Circuit to the graveyard. Yeah, the Mystical Beast of the Circuit. Pretty sure, yeah, this doesn't count. So, well, I mean, it's lots of cool options. I like this pile. And our last list here is Melodious. Oh boy. You know, the fact that such an old deck at this point in time was able to kind of dust itself off and perform is really, really good. I do see that we have Elegy and the Burner for Time down here, Tam Tam, picking for that 500. We also do get to see the legendary Sky Crisis as well. I too love just slapping that on, ending my turn to find a solution. One concerto, triple ostinato, that's fine. The tactiles built in the main deck. And of course, all of the standard hand traps that you love seeing out here. Yeah, so this pretty standard, honestly. There's not a lot to talk about when you get into Melodious. Most of what this deck has to offer is pretty much on the table for you already. So please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.